Last week I saw the announcement for this, the DJI Flip, and it left me feeling conflicted because I just got my DJI Neo, but once I saw the features and the price tag, I knew this was the drone that I needed to have. And I still believe that the DJI Neo is a fantastic product. It's only 200 bucks, it shoots in 4K, you don't need a controller, it can follow you. However, the more I use that drone, the more I thought, man, if only I had this, if I only had this. And then all of a sudden the Flip came out and had every single thing that I wanted. One of the first things that drew me to the Flip was its ability to follow me without the use of a controller. Now the Neo had this feature, so I was glad to see that they carried it over to the Flip. All you have to do is unfold this thing and it turns on. It's definitely way bigger than the Neo as well once it's all unfolded out.
3, 2, 1.
And just like the DJI Neo, the Flip does a really good job with following and tracking. The only difference here is the Flip has a level 5 wind resistance, whereas the DJI Neo had a level 4 wind resistance. Another thing that I'm appreciating about the Flip is the increased top speed over the Neo. My Neo was really struggling around 20 miles an hour, whereas this, it can follow me at 24 pretty reliably. Once I get up to 25, 26, it'll start to fall back. And that couple miles an hour difference really helps, especially when I'm on my e-bike. Okay, here we are at 15 miles an hour. We're gonna bump it up a little bit. This is at 20. Here we are at 25 miles an hour. Definitely appreciating the higher top end. It does fall back a little bit at those higher speeds, but if I'm just cruising, watch this. If I'm just cruising at this 13 to 15 mile an hour range, somehow it got caught in a tree. Oh. This is a good time to keep in mind that this thing does not have 360 obstacle avoidance. It does have obstacle avoidance in the front. It's supposed to have LiDAR sensors, but you never want to rely on one thing to protect your drone. And also, like the Neo, we get direction track where the drone stays in front of me and flies backwards automatically. However, just like the Neo, direction track is unbearably slow. So this is only going to be good for walking, but definitely not while you're riding. I'm trying to ride to another spot so I could show you how these quick shots work, but it's so muddy and wet back here, and that's because the other day it actually snowed here in Houston. I did try to go out and ride, but I only lasted about 10 minutes because it was so cold. Look, we still got some snow. Let's see if we can make a splash. But anyways, quick shots.
10 meters. Droney. 3, 2, 1.
And all of a sudden, we have this cinematic droney shot. Self-flying drone. This is your Instagram shot. You come out to a cool location, have the drone fly itself, and then it comes back to you nicely, and it'll land in my hand. Ta-da! What other shots do we have here?
Circle.
You getting me? Good job, Flip. I feel like I needed to name my drone. It can't just be Flip. Something that starts with an F. Fiona? No. Flip. Flippy? No, that sounds like Blippy.
20 meters. Rocket. 3, 2, 1.
Now rocket, it should go straight up. Keep going up. While I look at my dirty bike. Up until this point, there hasn't been a whole lot of major differences between the Neo and the Flip, but now we're gonna pull out the controller because this is where it starts to get spicy. And that's because when you use the controller, you start to unlock different features, one of which is Mastershot. Mastershot is basically the drone identifying the distance between its target and itself, and then creating a dynamic sequence around it. And this is especially helpful for creators like me that film themselves, because now I get to sprinkle in this little bit of cinematicness into my videos. Now, unfortunately, you can't use Mastershots with just your phone. You have to use a controller. So be mindful of that if you're going out there and exploring and expecting to shoot this little sequence yourself. The Mastershots were great and all, but those weren't one of the things that drew me to the Flip. But you wanna know what it was? The ability to shoot in slow-mo. And yes, this thing supports 4K 60. I didn't realize how much I wanted to use slow-mo until I was in a situation where I wanted to use it, but I couldn't. Such as when I'm riding my bike and I wanted to film other people and I wanted those shots to look a little bit cinematic and slow things down. Or whenever I'm in nature and I see a bird flying and I'm like, man, if I could just slow this down just a touch, just to capture it the right way, but I couldn't. But the Flip, I can do all that. So what we have so far is a drone that's super easy to use. You don't need a controller. It can get you a bunch of dynamic shots. You can shoot in slow-mo, you can color grade it. But the biggest selling point for me that I haven't even talked about yet was that it has a bigger sensor. And what that means is now, finally, I can fly a drone at nighttime. And I feel like it's only fitting that we come to downtown Houston to get some night shots because of all the buildings and the lights and all that. I haven't even flown this drone at nighttime yet. I don't even know how it's gonna perform, but fingers crossed, I think it's gonna go well. It is kind of wet down here and foggy, so not looking forward to that part, but we shouldn't be down here too long. We'll just chill under here where it's nice and dry. Okay. Low light test number 1. I know it's not completely dark yet, but it is low light right now. The image quality out of this thing is insane. How is this a $400 drone? That in itself makes the drone worth it for me because holy crap, I could shoot stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna wait for it to get a little bit darker and then we're gonna shoot some more. But whew, came to another location right now. It is dark and this is where we see if the Flip can handle its own. And I'm feeling kind of confident after that first little low light shot. I'm hopeful, so here goes nothing. Oh my God, this drone, incredible, $400. Image quality, more than what I can ask for. All the features, this fits perfectly into my workflow as a creator. So well done, DJI, thank you so much, because this is gonna make my life a lot better. But anywho, that was all that I have for you guys this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video, and I will see y'all next week. Chill! Oh my gosh, dude, this freaking drone!
Aircraft will power off in 5 seconds.
Holy
Press
shit.
any button on aircraft to cancel.